Now straight to the details. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Rwanda is making measurable progress in opening up its public finances to citizens. The latest open budget survey by the organization International Budget Partnership, together with Transparency International Rwanda, shows improvements in budget transparency, public participation, and oversight, with Rwanda now ranking second in East Africa and among the leading performers in sub-Saharan Africa. William Evans Mutabazi with more.
Rwanda is making steady progress in opening up its public finances. The latest open budget survey by the International Budget Partnership, together with Transparency International Rwanda, shows improvement across 3 dimensions measured by the assessment, transparency, public participation, and oversight.
We saw as well an improvement in all dimensions from the participation, which was 16% in the edition of 2023 and became 26% in the current edition 2025. The transparency, it has been improved as well from 50 to 55%, as well as the oversight, which improved from 56 to 61%. So in all dimensions, Rwanda improved its scoring as reflected to the global, to the overall score of the country.
The latest improvement builds on a longer upward trend. Rwanda's transparency score has risen from 22% in 2017 to 55% in 2025. Public participation has also recorded its strongest improvements in the latest assessment. The score has risen from 16% to 26% since the previous survey, and the improvement is being recognized beyond Rwanda.
The headline story from the data over the last several surveys of the Open Budget Survey for Rwanda is consistent progress. So when you compare Rwanda to other countries across the region, you see Rwanda is consistently improving. So that's something that should really be welcomed, and we are very encouraged by the work of the government, by the work of Minecofin, by the work of the Office of the Auditor General, by the work of all of the other parts of the Rwandan system that has delivered that impressive result. I should add that Rwanda was singled out in the global launch of this survey as one of the countries that's been successful in delivering that consistent improvement.
Other major improvement is in oversight. Rwanda's overall oversight score has risen from 56% to 61%. The latest assessment also points to a significant long-term improvement in audit oversight, with the score rising from 50% in 2017 to 89% in 2025. The focus now is not only to identify weaknesses in the management of public resources, but on what happens after recommendations are made.
From what we see improvements year in, year out. And for information, during the recent public hearing sessions, this was a priority, how Auditor General's recommendations have been implemented by different stakeholders.
That emphasis on implementation is part of the wider accountability picture, ensuring that oversight findings lead to action. The progress has also lifted Rwanda's standing in the latest assessment. With a transparency score of 55%, Rwanda ranked second in East Africa and 6th among 33 sub-Saharan African countries assessed. The gains are clear, but so is the challenge: to sustain the progress, deepen public participation, and ensure that strong oversight continues to translate into action. William Evans, RTV News.
The 1 Million Rwandan Coders program has provided coding skills to nearly 300,000 people over the past 2 years. Young people who have participated in the program say the skills have given them great opportunities and a strong competitive edge in the job market. The program is being implemented by the Ministry of ICT and Innovation in partnership with institutions such as the GYM, which has around 1,000 students from 11 universities. They are trained step by step over a period of 3 years. Figures show that all 120 students who graduated from the gym last year secured jobs immediately after completing their studies. Ernest Mundu, the program manager at the Digital Inclusion Council, says university graduates are given special consideration. 1 million Rwandan coders is one of the programs under the second phase of the National Strategy for Transformation.
So as we look at these two last segments, advanced and specialized, is where we want to make sure that at least all the students that complete, that means 100,000 annually, who complete university education, have advanced skills, not only in coding, but also in digital literacy, because it's a way of life now. If we work with that assumption, we stand a high chance of realizing these targets.
Now, the program aims to ensure that by 2029, 1 million Rwandans will have coding skills, with 500,000 having advanced coding skills, with the goal of creating 2,500 jobs in the sector. The program is also expected to play a major role in transforming the upskilling, that is 8.3 million workers, particularly 3.6 million young people. Now, Gamiko, the mining company extracting cassiterite in Kigali sector of Nyarugenge district, says its annual production has increased from 60 tons to 350 tons over the past 5 years due to the use of modern mining methods. In Kigali sector, there are mining sites where $25 million have been invested, with mining operations expected to continue for the next 35 years. However, Gamiko is currently developing additional underground tunnels reaching a depth of 400 meters, where mining is expected to continue for another century. The company's managing director, Evo Dimena, is pleased that production has increased nearly sixfold over the past 5 years.
Today we inaugurated a new underground rail system where we are using locomotives, wagons to pull out of the mine what you have extracted. There are new shafts and a new system to hoist material, and there's a plant with a 15 tons per hour capacity, and the skills acquired by our employees, which are enabling us to implement our various modernization plans. When we started, we were doing sluicing. Sluicing is a very rudimentary way of processing using shovels and water, but now we have transformed that into a process plant, a modern one, which first allows us to increase production, reduce losses, because efficiency is very high with the plant. Recovery has been increased, as well as the quality of the material we are selling out of the mine, because we are able to achieve up to 70% purity of cassiterite, which is quite good. The exploration results conducted so far show us that we have more than 3.5 million tons of ore in this mine. This gives us a life of mine of around 35 years, but that is only on a shallow level. We are going to continue mine deep. We are going to explore deep. That's why we have this type of decline, which will allow us to go down up to 400 meters. And we believe that with that, we can increase our resources, maybe up to 100 years of life of mine. This is what we call a decline. So it's a type of tunnel going down at a certain degree. It is going to allow us to create a new mine for the future, because the resources we have on top of our heads will be exhausted in the coming years. Now we are going to develop where our children and our grandchildren will be mining. So Rwanda is rich in minerals. We are now preparing for the future.
The company has machines capable of lifting 1.5 tons of minerals from a depth of 28 meters in just 2 minutes, whereas previously lifting the same amount in 500 small bags would have taken a full day. Electricity, water, and ventilation have also been installed in the mines, helping to reduce accidents. Experts commend the way the mining operations are being conducted, saying they reflect the methods taught in educational institutions.
The 5-year anniversary, you show me a lot of decline, a lot of sharp, a lot of things you plan. That's very good, but please continue, keep it up. Because if in a mine you stop invest, you start destroy. After 5 years, on the 10th anniversary, if I'm still around, I will come to visit you, and I would expect you to show me more. Not stop by here, because you create a decline. The decline never stops. You need to go down again, and after that decline, you create one shaft. You need to create a second shaft, and the mineral processing plant is working on this side. You need to create a more stable mineral processing plant. I see your lab, metallurgical lab. You need to invest and put it more, and more and more. After 10 years, you need to tell me from the 5th anniversary to the 10th anniversary, this the new progress. That's what we expected. In the mining industry, all investors should know that it's not a simple investment plan. You need to have a clear investment plan, but you need also to invest in people. Rwandan people, skilled people, young people. We train them on the starting point. On-job training should continue to train them. We will continue also to create new program, master's program, etc. But at Gamiko, they are proceeding. They are going in the good trend for today. Let's hope for the best.
Last year, the mining sector generated nearly 130 billion Rwandan francs in tax revenue for the country. As part of NST2, Rwanda has set a target of increasing annual revenue from the mining sector to $2.17 billion by 2029. The Banyamulenge community in Rwanda gathered at Camp Kigali on Thursday evening to commemorate the victims of the Gatumba massacre, which took place on the night of the 13th of August in 2004 at the UNHCR transit camp in Burundi. The 22nd commemoration of the atrocity was held under the theme Remember, Seek Justice, and Condemn the Genocide Ideology in the DRC. Banyamulenge refugees, including women and children, were killed, and dozens were wounded when armed attackers stormed the camp and set shelters on fire. Members of the community have highlighted the failure of the international community in providing justice and ending the violence that has continued to this day.
This event is normally organized each year in October 13, and we gather to remember those who were killed in Gatumba during 2004. And the objective, first of all, is to communicate to young people our history, what happened, but also to remind the international community of their responsibilities. Because since that time, 22 years now, nothing has happened. The government of Burundi, the government of Kinshasa, even the international community, the UN, and Human Rights Watch produced a report which was really detailed, and the responsibilities were determined. So what we are requesting today, what is the aim of this gathering, is to seek justice from the international community and all the partners, regional government here, like government of Rwanda. It's only president who stood and talked about the killing happening today in Minembwe for the Banyamulenge community. So what we are asking the international community is justice. Give justice to the survivors, but also to the community of Banyamulenge who are currently being killed by the two governments and all militias allied to the Burundian government and the government of DRC. So that is the aim of this gathering today.
Moving on, participants in the 12th annual conference organized by the Rwanda Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists commended Rwanda's efforts to safeguard the health of girls and women through various programs, including promoting deliveries at health facilities, childhood vaccination, and others. Maternal and child health challenges, eliminating cancers affecting women, technology and innovation in women's healthcare, as well as increasing research into diseases affecting women and girls were among the issues discussed by experts, researchers, and health professionals from different countries around the world. It was highlighted that Rwanda has introduced various programs aimed at protecting people's health.
The conversation surrounding the theme of this Congress is where we are looking about the girl and the mother or the woman, so the entire spectrum, which I really think is a conversation that is long due, given that women are the fundamental basis of any society. And I feel that previously we have not really given the emphasis that is required to empower and address conditions and situations that surrounds women, especially in their reproductive health. So this coming together and having these conversations with specialists from different parts of the world, we have from Europe, from the United States, I think this is where we are now. We are showing intentional and deliberate need to have this conversation, and more importantly, to empower our women. So just to speak, we know there are quite a lot of conditions that surround reproductive health for women, and these conditions particularly have not been well given the due attention. So you think about condition around childbearing, where we have maternal mortality. And as a matter of fact, I should congratulate Rwanda because they have brought their maternal mortality to significant low levels. And I think across Africa, they are setting the pace, which should be the conversation that we should be having. So this is very, very impressive. And talking about other reproductive conditions, including menstrual health, which really has been a taboo talking about for many years. So I'm really excited to be part of this Congress, and I'm looking forward to further future development in terms of empowering women, especially in our continent, Africa. And I think this Congress and what we have here is just a representation of little that we need to do, and I believe that there's a lot that needs to be done.
Figures from the 7th Rwanda Demographic and Health Survey show that in 2025, deaths among children under the age of 5 and maternal deaths declined. Currently, 36 children die before reaching the age of 5 for every 1,000 live births, while maternal mortality rates stand at 146 deaths per 100,000 live births. The Rwanda Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists says it is working with the country to further reduce the figures, including by increasing the number of doctors providing maternal health care, which remains one of the challenges facing Rwanda.
We are advocating for access to healthcare for girls and women. We're also advocating for some of the policy changes depending on the gaps and the needs. And we are also advocating to use evidence-based medicine and also to improve the digital. For example, we've been advocating to use minimally invasive surgery because we do believe that at this level, every woman deserves to have the better health care. Taking you back, yesterday we had a minimally invasive surgery pre-conference workshop, which was intended to help doctors understand minimally invasive surgery in obstetrics and gynecology, improve surgical skills, and also strengthen partnership and collaboration across Africa, but also the globe. So the gaps that women are facing now is the access to sexual reproductive health services, probably because of so many factors, depending on the culture, the norms, and the beliefs. So it depends according to the religion and region of the country. But what we do, we improve this by increasing awareness so that women and girls can be comfortable in their sexual reproductive health education, which will be easy for them to access the services. because the services are available, but are women aware that these services are available? So through awareness, we are advocating to bridge that gap and make sure the women have access to sexual reproductive health services. So we have achieved a lot of things, if I would say, including a reduction of maternal mortality rate. With the residency program, we have been able to work across the whole country in all the provinces. The residency program was only in 3 hospitals in the country, Rwanda Military Hospital, University of Teaching of Kigali, and also Sehashibe. So for now, we have extended to other provinces like Gisenyi, Ruhengeri, and Nyagatare, Kirehe hospitals. So by this, we have increased the number of women seeking health care, and we have actually took the health care near to the women and girls in the region.
Rwanda's Ministry of Health says it will continue working with other institutions to completely eliminate all challenges affecting the health of girls and mothers, including childhood stunting, unintended pregnancies, and others.
As we expand access, we must ask ourselves a fundamental questions. Are we providing the right care at the right time, with the right quality, and in a way that is equitable? Access without quality is not enough. Quality without equity is not enough. And innovation without sustainability is not enough. As we advance in areas such as assisted technologies, assisted reproductive technologies, gynecology, oncology, maternal and fetal medicine, adolescence and reproductive health, and the menopause care, we must ensure that these innovations translate into measurable and improvements in our mothers' and daughters' lives. We must also ensure the advanced services do not remain accessible only for the women living in Kigali or those who can afford private health cares. Our vision must be one of equitable access to safe, respectful, affordable, and evidence-based special care.
A healthy woman and girl is the foundation of a good country was the theme of the conference. It emphasized that mothers are the ones who give life, and that for countries to have healthy populations, those who give life must receive appropriate care. It was highlighted that health care for girls and women should not focus only on maternal and child deaths, but should also address the chain of health challenges girls face from birth, which can lead to illnesses with lead to illnesses with solutions sought at an early stage if Africa is to achieve developed and prosperous nations. Hope you have great days ahead of you as we begin the weekend, and I'll be seeing you soon. Until then, goodbye.